World Financial Group offers entrepreneurs from all backgrounds the opportunity to start their own business on a level playing field. Dr. Yana Woodhouse, receiving the WCM Wall Street Pioneer Award by the United Black Wall Street of America, Inc., is one of those entrepreneurs.
I see WFG and TFA as a place where African Americans with an entrepreneurial mindset can flourish. And the bonus, we help families and serve the communities across the country.
To learn more about us, go to worldfinancialgroup.com.
We are the sons and daughters of the soul. We are resilient and forever forward-thinking. We ask for nothing else than the opportunity to live and to create the lives that we were meant to live. We want nothing but an equal chance at options and possibilities. The same possibilities and options to live out our potential as our fellow man. We want to be heard, understood, and expressive in our reality. We are the future. We are the creative. We are here.
Happy Tuesday, everyone. Welcome to the Bold Show with me, your host, Marie Dunn. I am always excited to be in this space because this is the opportunity to share our wonderful stories, our painful stories, but how we are able to rise and get to the points we are in our lives. I've always said it. Everyone, we all have a story. And we're all not immune to challenges, setbacks, and disappointments in our lives. But what sets us aside, it's actually not the adversities. It's actually what we do about those adversities. And so I want to say happy Women's Her Story Month as we come to a close. And tonight, we have an amazing guest. We're going to be having great conversation, inspirational conversation, impactful conversation. When we share in this space, we're not convincing anyone to do as we say. You have to find your rhythm, find what works for you, and you're going to dance to the tune of your music. And like I said, life is a game of courage. Are you willing to play the game? You can't allow anything to stop you. We set barriers for ourselves. But as women, we're resilient and we are stronger than we often think we are. So without further ado, I am going to take this opportunity to welcome our guest tonight, Tanyeda Williams. I'm going to save the introduction. She's going to tell us who she is because I cannot do justice. And I think it's just, for me, it works when I have my guests tell us who we are. Tanyeda, thank you so much for being in this space with us, to be in community, to share your light. Look at that beautiful smile. Lighting up. Go ahead, good night.
Thank you. And I appreciate you for having me. Oh my goodness. So, hello, everyone. Blessings. I am Tanyeda Williams, and I am a mom, an entrepreneur. I'm loving, I'm outgoing. I just love people. I love helping people. I just love experiencing new things and just learning every day about myself. Very unique, loving, spontaneous. I'm a happy person and humble at the same time. Just blessed to be here, and that's who I am.
You're that and a lot more. You were very humble with your introduction just now, and that's okay. But you said something that really struck me just now. You said you're happy. Talk to me about you being happy.
Oh, I'm happy because I'm alive. I get to try again. Whatever I didn't, you know what I'm saying? Like I get to do it again. And work harder because I love to see myself. I like to see what I can do next, and I love learning and I love experiences. My father always say experience is a teacher.
Yes. The
So
best teacher too.
right. I just love being a mom too. Like I know it may sound weird, but I love being a mother. That's the best. That's the best thing in my life to be.
That's not weird. That's not weird. So talk to me about being a mother. It's like you're just like bringing all this stuff up. Talk to me about being a mother.
So and I just it's just I'm obsessed with my son, and I love watching how I raise him and what I can do. I never thought that I could raise another human being. So that's an experience within itself each day. Like I like to see myself grow, but I love watching him grow as well. And that's a blessing within itself. Another life. Um and yeah, what else you have for me?
Love it, love it. I'm so happy that you actually said that because I believe every single day we're
Mm,
giving a new canvas and it's a blank canvas.
mm,
We get to decide exactly what we want our portrait to be, right? So I'm really happy that you touched on that point. And for folks who are tuning in, or for folks who will see this later, I'm hoping that we could all get to this happy place in our lives where we could smile just because we wake up. Oftentimes, we put so much pressure on ourselves to succeed or thinking that, you know what? I woke up this morning and I may not have the $1 million in my account that I really wanted to, right? And
mhm.
but it's not that we shouldn't do that because God gave us the gift of life, and that's the best gift ever. So we should be thankful.
Yes.
Thankful. So I'm going to dive right into this conversation because, as we alluded to earlier, this is the final Tuesday in Women's Her Story Month. And I was inspired. I've seen you on Facebook. I love just who you are. You're just vibrant and you're so warm and welcoming, right? Because you would think I know you, but I don't. It's just from your presence on social media. And I want to say thank you for that as a woman, right? But tell me, what are your superpowers?
Whew. Okay. So me just making it happen, right? My superpowers is like I was saying, I'm an amazing mother. That's my superpower. The power of being a woman, right? A mom. My superpower is I'm strong. I never give up. Anything I do it until it's either something has to knock me off from it not happening or I succeed. Okay.
Love it.
Even when it's tough, I always find a way and I make it it always it gets through. That's what makes me a superwoman.
Mm, I
I make
love
it,
that.
I make it happen.
Okay, so I make it happen. I absolutely love that. And I am like, it's so important that you actually said that regardless of how tough it is,
Mhm.
you're going to push through, right? Um, I want folks to understand this, and it's so necessary. When you make that conscious decision
Mhm.
to move to the next, it's not going to be easy. You're going to question yourself. You're going to have doubts. You may feel alone. It's going to be a lonely road. And folks you think that was going to be there to support you, not necessarily going to be around. But if your why is greater than anything else that anyone else has to say, and if you believe it can happen, it will happen.
That
Because
part.
a lot of people make decisions. Decisions are great, but then
Mhm.
you have to take the next step. And that next step is to act. And that's where it comes in. And I tell folks, hope and faith, they're great, but that's not the strategy.
Yes.
That's not the strategy. So, talk to me about this strength. How did you tap into that strength?
had that since I was a kid.
Ooh.
Like, I always tell people I've been grown or an adult since I was a child. Like, that's where it came from. Learning that if I can make it then, as growing up, I could always make it. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, if even then, as at a younger age, I'm like, if I got through that, I can make it through this. I may get nervous. I may overthink it. That's just me. But I find a way, and that's what makes me strive to keep going. Like, God got me, Jehovah got me, and I realized that every day. I'm like, I woke up again. Let's go. I'm here. Every morning I wake up. I'm like, thank you. We about to do this again. We're gonna try this again.
Absolutely.
That's my strength.
Love it, love it, love it, love it all around. And for folks who may not be spiritual or may not share the same higher power that we do, don't feel obligated to. It's really okay, because here in this space, it's about our personal experience and what works for us, right? I tell folks, you don't have an excuse, because if God did not give up on you, meaning he woke you up, that is enough for you to keep pushing.
Facts.
That's enough for you to keep pushing. What makes you uniquely you?
Everything. Because I'm me. I'm Tanyeda. It starts with my name. Look at my name. My father made that up. So it starts with that. I'm like no other. I'm distinctive. I'm weird in a good way. I think like no one else. The way I dress, the way I talk, it's just everything about Tanyeda is what makes me unique. I'm like no one else. I can't even put it in any other words. I'm just like no one else. I'm just me. That's what makes me unique.
So I see you're embracing who you are.
Yes.
That's so important. We can smile about this right now and it seems normal and it seems like the right thing to do, but a lot of folks are not at this space. A lot of folks, they can't embrace who they are. And that could be, it's myriad reasons. It comes from society. It comes from your own family. Because it sounds as if you had this, like your parents or your family structure allowed you to be who you are and they embraced you. You just mentioned your dad, and your dad made up that name. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Oh man, I wish he was here. Like, Daddy, take it away. Well, I don't really remember the story. I just know he wrote it out. It came from my aunt Tanyeda.
Okay.
And he just pieced it together and put Tanyeda.
Got it.
And I'm from a West Indian background as well, my father's side. So that's where that firmness and strictness and obedience come from as well. So yeah, it's a lot when my name he has to break it down. It's a lot. And my sister name too. So all of our names is unique.
Okay. That's perfect. That's just fine. Like, our Caribbean parents, they have I don't want to say it's a weird way of like coming up with names for their children and like getting different family members and putting a name together and say, hey, this is what works, because again, it's that close family structure that we have in the islands, and always wanted to carry on our legacy and just make sure that, you know what, I'm going to make sure you remember Aunt Jessie or whomever it is that played such a role in your life. So kudos to your dad and kudos to your family at this time. We're grateful for them because you're here, you are today. And you're this confident woman. You show up as yourself. And Folks, we'll get into that in a minute, but you are just this brave, bold woman. How did you get here?
That's a good question. Because I know who I am, and I'm not afraid of who I am. And I guess you can say that comes with confidence. I'm outgoing, I'm fun, spontaneous. It's it all comes together. I'm authentic, I'm real. I don't fake it. I think I'm too real and emotional and loving and caring. So that's where the confidence and the everything come from. They're all together. If you understand what I'm trying to say.
Yes, I do.
I feel like I was always like that. Like I look back on my pictures and I've been modeling since I was a kid.
Wow.
Yeah. Remember the Kango hats back in the day? Like
Yes.
looking at my pictures and I'm like, yeah, that's yeah. It's just always been me. And I'm hoping that can answer your question. Like it all comes in one where my confidence comes from because I'm just being myself, Marie. Just
Awesome.
being myself.
And it feels good. And it
Yeah.
looks good on you too, right?
Like I think I'm overly confident, not in a bragging way. It's just I am. That I love it.
And it's okay. And it really is okay. So like we can, as women,
Mm-hmm.
and I think this is something that I hold so dearly, and I hope that other women can emulate us.
Mm-hmm.
We can get to this space in our lives. Confidence takes work. Confidence is lonely. Confidence is standing up to yourself. Confidence is knowing that it's going to be okay. Confidence is okay with being different. Confidence is being the leader that you are. And confidence is being unapologetic.
Girl.
And a lot
Let's
of
go.
times, I think we feel like we have to show up with the watered down version of who we are, or we have to constantly wear this mask. But then when we take these masks off, we're so broken and we're hurting tremendously. And I think that's something like, as we close out Women's History Month,
Mm-hmm.
and for women who are not in this space like you and I are today,
Mm-hmm.
my heart goes out to them.
Mm-hmm.
And I also want to reassure them that it's going to be okay. And you can change
Right.
and you can make a difference. It's George Eliot who said, "It is never too late to become the person you thought you could be."
Oh, I like that.
It's never too late.
Ooh. And that's me every day. See, that's me every day. Like I know I could do more. I'm not done.
It's the beginning. You're just getting started, right?
I'm just getting started. Listen, I just turned 40. Okay. And it's okay. I'm still moving.
Welcome to the 40s Club.
We look good, okay, Queen?
Absolutely. And I think I want us to pause for a second.
Okay.
And you said you're 40. I'm 46, but technically I'm 21, right? I think age is a mindset.
And a number.
And yes, and when people, it's a mindset. If you get up every single day and you have a routine, a practice, whatever it is for self-care, how you feeding your energy, how are you fueling yourself? Like, what are you telling yourself on a daily basis? Because oftentimes we don't realize we become what we think. And our mind plays these games on us. Our mind is one of the most powerful tools
Mhm.
and there is in this whole wide world. Because you could get up today and I could say, Tanyeda, you are beautiful and you have the most amazing smile. You probably don't feel that way. You
Thank you.
have to feel it to believe it.
Mhm.
If you're not owning this, it doesn't make a difference how I tell you. You have to be able to get to that point. So, ladies, I want to let you know, take the time to
Mhm.
find out who you are. Explore under the surface and figuring out what is holding you back. Why do you have that scarcity mindset? Why do you have that helpless mindset? And why do you continue to subject yourself to toxic behaviors of others? It shouldn't be.
Right.
So I saw on your Facebook when I was surfing that you flew a plane in 2022. Do tell.
It was 2016. That's
Oh, my bad.
okay, sweetheart. No, it still feel like now, right? So, like I was saying earlier, I'm spontaneous. Okay, I want to try everything. I want to do everything. So that is when I was a daycare teacher, and one of my parents is a pilot,
Okay.
and they love me dearly. So okay, and oh, they're amazing. So when I was celebrating birthdays at the time for my birthday, they well he took me and my son out on the plane to just look over Hartford and Connecticut and stuff, and he was like, "You want to fly?" And I'm like, "Yeah." That was an awesome experience. Like I just felt free. Like you can't tell me nothing. I felt alive. Like I'm just so adventurous. It was amazing. I'm just lost for words because I just want to do it again. I can't wait.
You should. You should. What's stopping you?
And nothing. And it makes me feel like I want to actually get my pilot's license too. So
Ooh.
yeah. So yeah.
So go right ahead.
Yeah. Oh, you ever felt like you just feel free, like nothing can stop you and nothing can bother you? That's how I felt up there.
Yeah. I jumped out of the plane 4 times, so I sort of know the
Yeah.
feeling. It's
Soon. I'm doing
amazing.
that too next.
Yeah. Yeah, skydiving. That was like really interesting. The first time I tried it,
Mhm.
I blocked out. I just did not recall anything that happened because it was such a scary experience. But then there that left a taste in my mouth, meaning that I had to go back because I needed to experience it, right?
That
And
part.
so I went back the second time, and when I
Yeah.
went the second time, it was like okay. And
Hmm.
then I went back the third time, and I was like yes. And the fourth time did it for me, and I'm like now I'm just gonna keep going back just for the fun of it, just for the hell of it, because
Okay.
life, we are the ones who put limits on ourselves. I remember when I first came up with the idea and the thought of having this experience,
Hmm.
folks would like, I got folks said like, that's white people, they're the only one that does that stuff. It's a suicide mission. It was like a bunch of negative talk. And I'm like, you know what? That's okay. I could do it on my own. And I
That.
did it on my own. And the point I'm trying to make here with this story, it's that oftentimes when you make that decision to explore, experience
Hmm.
anything that it is that comes up to mind. And I always say to people, once you're not creating harm for anyone, go right ahead and do whatever it is that you want to do. You don't need an audience. You can be your own audience. You see, when you have God next to you, that all that's really matters. And you have to stand behind your decision and be okay with it. So it's important when you are going to take the next move
Hmm.
that you're doing it for the right reasons and you're doing it without expectations. Because expectations is to the death of us. If I'm going to get up and say, I'm going to support Tanyeda because I want Tanyeda to do something for me in return, you know what? Might as well not do it
Right.
because
Hmm.
that's where the disappointment comes in.
Right.
All right. All
Hmm.
right. So I like the way this is going. So you did not tell the audience that you're a model. You alluded to it just now, but in your introduction, you did not mention it. You're a model. you're a financial advisor, and you're also an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Talk to me about that mix.
Okay. So the modeling comes with me just, I love fashion. I'm confident. I love to dress up. I love to play dress up. And watching how I can invent and create a different look each time, right? That's what draws me to modeling. Like, okay, I like how I look here. Let's see what I can do tomorrow or next week, right? So I just love to be in front of the camera. I could be myself, just like how I said when I flew the plane. But this is another adrenaline for me. And I hope people don't say I'm conceited, but that's just me. I'm just overly confident. And I love to model. And that's where modeling comes from because I love to dress up and I love to look different. I love to see how I can do my makeup. I love to see how I can wear my hair and it all comes together. I feel like I'm a different, I don't know, I shouldn't say different person, but I just feel like I could be myself when I'm in front of the camera. It is so much fun.
It's just tapping into other aspects of who we are.
And seeing what I can do next. Like I literally plan out what I'm gonna do next. Outfit, makeup, hair, who my photographer going to be, what I'm gonna do, where I'm gonna do. My girl, my friend from high school, she makes all my outfits for me. I'm be like, hey, I hit her up and I just tell her what, you know what I'm saying? So that's just, it's just everything about modeling is fun.
Where do you get these, like in term, do you have, are you a freelance model, or do you have like a manager? Are you tied to any agency, or you just do this on your own?
For now, I do it on my own. I would love to have a manager and an agency. It's because I'm focusing on the financial part of my life, the financial advisor part of my life, while I kind of put that to the side. Uh, but I do a lot of freelancing and with my own phone. Yeah, well, the things that you see on my pages, those are photographers. But because I want to focus on the other part of my life, I kind of put that on the side, and I'll probably do like with my phone for now. But I'm gonna get back into it.
Okay.
I have a lot of ideas.
Okay, to prioritize, right? This is about prioritizing, like stacking our chips and seeing what's more important, and pretty much
Hmm.
you're just playing your game of chess.
Hmm.
Which is okay. So I think we'll just dive right
Okay.
into the financial
Okay.
advisor
Okay.
portion. Like, talk to us about how did you even get into that?
Okay. Can I talk about my body butter first?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
No, I guess you're excited about. So that's absolutely fine. So
Okay.
we'll dive right into it. I think this
Okay.
is also the first time I saw this ad on Facebook,
Hmm.
and I was like, I was curious
Hmm.
because when I looked at your commercial, the confidence was just like bam in my
Oh.
face. And then I had to purchase because I was curious.
Uh-huh.
That's what your ad did to me. So I think before we get started into this conversation, I think this is a perfect segue if for us to play this commercial as well, so
Okay.
folks can actually see it. So um, let's go. Let's play the
Okay.
commercial.
Thank you.
So while we wait for the producer to put this up, I guess in the meantime, we'll just talk about it. And when he's ready, he'll just put it up and we'll keep talking. So, what was your inspiration behind creating and having this body butter? Talk to me about
Okay. I love skin. Just like
it.
how I love hair and eyes and everything. So I love skin. I love taking care of the skin. Skin is the most important part of your body that everybody tends to neglect. Um, and it was during COVID. So remember, everybody was like losing their jobs, or we didn't know what was going to come next. We didn't know if we was going to go back to work. And I had so many skincare products in my basement. I said, let me create something in my kitchen. So I put something together, and it was perfect for me. I put a lot of thought and love and quality into my body butter. I went deep into this. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, did you have any form of support in terms of the selection of the product choices that you use? Like, talk to me a little bit about the making and creating this body butter altogether.
So I did my research.
Okay.
I had tons of shea butter in my basement. And I said, let me create something with this. I did my research and I came up with different oils and natural oils that you can eat, by the way. So,
Yes.
yeah, you can use it on your salads, you can cook with it. And I said, I need something that is for everything, uh, dry skin, psoriasis, eczema, dark spots, um, stretch marks, hair, nails, face, cuticles, everything down to babies. Babies could use it too. And I don't like things that's too strong. So I perfect it enough that you smell it, but it's not overwhelming. And it's enough to, it lasts all day. I wear it in the summer too. So summer, winter, spring, fall. And it doesn't burn your eyes. I put it everywhere. Everywhere.
Wow.
I don't even buy anything anymore. I just use my body butter for everything, for my hair and everything.
Wow.
Yeah.
How are the sales coming along?
It's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay. Yeah, I need to push. That's the same thing with the modeling. I kind of put that on the side too, so I could focus on the financial.
Okay. So it's like it sounds as if like I hear you're saying that you need to have like a marketing plan in terms of
Yeah.
how you want to push this. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I guess we'll show the video so folks could see what we're talking about.
Okay.
Tranquility Body Butter is raw, pure, and is unrefined. It promotes clarity, addresses dryness, eczema, psoriasis, dark spots, and discoloration.
Tranquility butter. It not only nourishes, but it protects the skin.
Girl, have you tried this Tranquility Body Butter? It's amazing. It moisturizes and rehydrates your skin. I love it.
Tranquility Body Butter is filled with antioxidants that repairs your skin.
Tranquility Body Butter ingredients are made from nature. It's for all skin types. It's for face, hair, nails, cuticles, blemishes, wrinkles, and stretch marks. Is filled with vitamins, minerals, and fatty acids.
The concept for this commercial,
Thank you.
how did you recruit the young women, the ladies that partake of this, and the whole idea behind it and your vision behind it? And New Beginnings, is that your brand name?
Yes. And new beginnings, like I was saying, just because I'm 40 doesn't mean that I can't start over. For me, I feel like my life is starting over every day.
Yeah.
Trying new things, reprogramming my mind to learn and just evaluate my life. So new beginnings to me is new beginnings. Like this is a new beginning in my life. And it's funny because new beginnings started out with my son. I did children's vitamins with him first. And then I moved it over to body butter skincare. And I would like to expand. It's not going to be only body butter, but we'll work on that in the future. But I love new beginnings and I love tranquility. Tranquility is life, relaxation, nature. I think of water when I hear tranquility, just godly. So I put those two together. You're so cute. I wanted to just be natural and show my skin because it's body butter. I just called up my designer, my friend from school who makes my clothes. The first young lady that you saw. The second young lady is another friend of mine that I model with. Um, and the last one is my cousin. I wanted to do different shades because everybody could use my body butter. And yeah, you use it in the bathroom, you use it anywhere, you use it in the bedroom, you use it on the beach, you use it whatever. So that's different rooms I wanted to show the ladies putting on my body butter.
Awesome. I love that you're so spontaneous and so creative at the same time. And it really shows you've just been smiling throughout this interview.
Yeah, because I love it.
And it just like really shows it's also a reflection that you're at peace with yourself. Because every time I see you're smiling, and even when you write a post, I could feel that positive energy coming out of
Oh,
what you write. So I want to continue to lift you up, that you will continue to impact and inspire other women to get to this glow, go get the body butter. So do you, even though you have put this project on pause,
mhm.
folks can still reach out to you and purchase your body butter?
Of course. That's my baby. Yeah, it's still here. It's still here.
So why don't you just tell folks where we could find you, and if you have like a phone number, feel free
Okay.
to like share it at this point as well.
Of
Um,
course. My number is 860-834-4855. And you can reach me on Facebook, Tanyeda Michael Ann Williams. See, my father creative again. He gave me his name. And the same for Instagram, Tanyeda.Michael.Ann on Instagram. Yeah.
all right, awesome. Thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, um, Tanyeda is just a reminder that nothing in life is not achievable. Age is just a number. Welcome to the 40s Club. It doesn't matter. It's about your mindset and what you're telling yourself. We have to release those barriers, those invisible barriers that we've created for ourselves because of our socialization, also because we may think we have a scarcity mindset. We don't think we have enough. I've always told folks, I'm one who will, okay, I have an idea and I don't allow not having financial resources or
Mhm,
having the natural resources to get it done.
mhm,
I'm just going to say, this is something that I want, and then
mhm.
I'm going to have to figure it out because
Right.
that's what life is all about. Life in itself is a journey, and we have to decide whether we want to do easy. It's easy for us to sit here and say, yeah, I want to become a model,
Yeah.
but there are steps we have to take to get to that point.
Hmm.
So, whatever it is that you're yearning to do, perfect your craft, practice that skill,
Hmm.
connect with people who are like minded. Like Tanyeda, she did her research when she wanted to create her body butter. She did her research and she figured it out and she tapped into her circle. That's another thing. We got to be mindful of our tribe. If you're hanging out with folks, they should be your cheerleaders. They should be there to support you, not when you're just shining,
Yeah.
but in those dark moments,
That's so true.
because that's where the struggle comes in. I don't want anyone when I'm already shining.
Right.
When I'm in my dark moments, that's when we need support the most.
Hmm.
So just always remember that, to ground yourself and surround yourself with the right people in your
Right.
circle. I love to say, if you're not adding log to my fire, you don't need to be in my camp at all. Get the hell out.
Girl, I
That's
learned that.
so. I think this is a perfect segue for us to talk about you and your role as a financial advisor. Do tell.
Okay. So I always knew that I need and have to be my own boss. I love being a nurse. I love being a teacher. I love doing all those things, but I always told myself it's time. That's why I became an entrepreneur and created my own body butter and everything else that I do. So, financial services is another way of me helping people, especially my skin color, families, and with generational wealth. These things we weren't taught. Well, it wasn't taught for me when I was little. I had to learn it myself. And these things are very important for families to learn and know. So this is a reason why I came into this. Another surprise. See, that's the spontaneous part of me. I never knew I was going to get into financial services, but I did it because I love helping people, and people need to know the importance of what I do.
Okay. So before we get to that, you just dropped some bombs just now. I saw you said you were a nurse, you were a teacher.
Hmm.
Okay. So
I did it all.
you're the explorer. You're Tanyeda, the explorer. I see.
I like that. That's cute.
Wow.
Administration. I did it all.
Wow. That is profoundo. But let's go back to financial advisor.
Okay.
I think that is so powerful and so necessary.
Hmm.
It's a necessity.
Hmm.
Last week, the guest I had, she was also a financial advisor.
Okay.
And I think I want folks to walk away tonight or future when they listen to this
Hmm.
to remind themselves that we're not only living for our now, we're also living and paying into this for
Hmm.
when we're no longer on this earth. I mentioned it last week and I'll say it again.
Hmm.
I think it is so disappointing when I go on Facebook or I go on Instagram and I see people doing is it GoFundMe to bury their loved ones.
You're gonna give me a heart attack.
And I say to myself, because I have learned not to judge people,
Right.
but I often, when I see this,
Hmm.
the first thing that comes to mind is what happened that led to this, and we know the what happened.
Right.
So talk to us a little bit about this world of insurance and financial services that you offer, the company that you're with, and all of that good stuff.
So I am here to educate. We are here to educate families, especially middle income class families, on the importance of building generational wealth. I don't want to get off topic, but my son is going to join when he turns 18. Like he's going to do this as well, and it's going to be his legacy as well. So when God forbid I leave this earth, he is great. Okay, we need to teach families and help families learn the importance and the value of setting up your family. I know you hear a lot of families say, "Oh, I don't want to leave my kids rich or my family rich," but you're not leaving them rich. You're taking care of them so when you're gone, they'll be straight. Because a lot of people don't know this. When you leave this earth, your kids or whoever your spouse is left with your debt. Debt doesn't die with you. You understand? So this is what handles that. The generational wealth part, the life insurance and all those things. That is to take care of your child, especially if they're young, up until the age when they can work. You know, just as if you were still here on earth, that is the income coming in to pay whatever, mortgage, car, whatever, that school, you want to go to college, we break that down for you. And for each individual, for each family, we break it down as to your needs and what you need financially. That's how we take care of them.
Awesome. And what company are you? Which company are you with?
So I can't mention that.
You can't mention that. Okay, that's okay. Confidential. That's okay. So I also want to stress to folks as well.
Mhm.
Because I know oftentimes when they think about paying into insurance,
Mhm.
it's like, oh my God, I'm spending all this money on a monthly basis and
Mhm.
I have nothing to gain. If I die, right?
Mhm.
I'm
Mhm.
giving it to family that I probably don't even like. Because you know how us folks think, right? Us colored folks. But they're all so different types of insurance. And I think
Yes.
that's where the education and the knowledge
Mhm.
comes in. Can you speak to us a little bit about that?
Yes. And I want to talk about what you just said. If they don't want to, they're responsible for who they leave it to.
Go
Really.
ahead.
You're not
Absolutely.
going to leave your family rich. It's basically making sure your kids are straight until they can work. You're not leaving them rich. And I don't like that mindset when people say that. I don't mind leaving my child rich anyway. What's wrong with that? Even if I was leaving him rich, that's the whole point, right? You want him to struggle? My son is not going to struggle. I'm sorry. He's
You
going to
got the
be,
memo. You got the
nope,
memo.
he is not going to struggle. I want to make sure he's straight when I'm gone and years to come. That's the whole point. And then you leave your family a will as well, so it won't be that confusion and they won't be fighting at the funeral and all those things. That's why you have a will in place. We also do that.
Yeah.
So yes, so I could talk about the difference. Um, whole life. So it breaks my heart because I know it's the education part of it that people just grew up hearing whole life. But whole life is when they take the life insurance and the savings component and bundle it into one. Okay. And what will happen is if you or your spouse should pass away, because we all have a birthday, but we don't know our death date. So we are going to pass away. Um, you, they'll say to you, sorry for your loss, my condolences, but you can only get one or the other. Okay. The greater of the two, never both. Whole life is very expensive and you're not going to get what you put in. Let's say you go to the grocery store and you bought 5 lobsters and you come home with only 3. How are you going to feel? You paid for something that you're not getting. You understand? So it's never both with that. With term is what we specialize in. Term is the purest protection. Okay. With term, we educate families on how you can buy term and invest the difference. Okay. We give you the most coverage for the cheapest cost. I want to make sure I say that 30 to 70% less expensive. We teach people how to eliminate the need for whole life. We don't need to pay for whole life. We don't need to pay for life insurance our whole life. That's what people think. That's what they get messed up. Life is not permanent. So why should you pay for insurance permanently? You understand? So by keeping life insurance and investment separate, you'll get the greater return that you and your family deserves and needs. Um, I'm here to give you the right value for your family. That's what I'm here to do.
So
Yeah.
you all heard. She dropped the number. I'll have her leave her number, her contact information again, so that you all could reach out to her to get more understanding and to ask questions and to figure out what works best for you because every individual is different. Every situation is different.
Mhm.
And we recognize that. And I'm happy that you mentioned the will. A lot of times people don't want to acknowledge and they're afraid to talk about death and planning. But that is like the worst mistake you could make on the face of this earth to not have a will and to not be planful because it's already a stressful and traumatic situation when you lose a loved one.
I was going to say that.
And now on top of that, families are fussing about who gets what, where goes what,
Mhm.
and the most neediest, the
Mhm.
children, if there are
Mhm.
kids involved, sometimes they tend to suffer. And especially if you have the government takes over if there's no will and they can decide what happens with your estate. So we always want to be mindful and planful and stop with that negative chatter and our lack of knowledge. Seek the knowledge so we could know how to be better.
That part. I don't want to leave my family rich. Where do you get that from?
It's just a myth.
You can't say that. Like, you can't say that because even if you leave your family with a loved one, like your mom is always the mom, the grandmom, or an aunt, how are they going to take care of your kids? You think they have $600,000 sit down and put away for them? No. So that's where you come in.
And planning.
That's where you come in. I tell my son everything I do. Listen, if something was to happen to me right now, I have to rely on him. We got to get out that mentality of, oh, I'm not leaving them rich. You're not, honey. You're preparing yourself and your children's lives to be better. And that needs to be taught in school. They're not teaching that. I teach my son.
As a parent, it's like really also our responsibility as well to invest in our kids and allow our kids to like really understand and know what's not being taught in school and prepare them. And I also want folks to understand that there's also burial insurance. So for folks who are doing that GoFundMe, you could get a burial insurance and it's not expensive.
Even if they don't want to do the extra stuff I just talked about, they could just do that.
Exactly.
So that's how we break down. Like we go by what you need.
Yeah.
We sit down with you. We ask you what is your wants and your needs and what are you looking for out of me? What do you want from me? That covers everything. Debt, mortgage, college. It covers everything. And investments for when you retire or whatever you need it for. So that's what we do.
Awesome. So you all need to reach out to Tanyeda and get this information. Knowledge is power. Don't allow your neighbor who is not an expert in this area to tell you what to do. Go straight to the source and figure it out. It's our responsibility. It's always your responsibility. Don't leave it to the next person. And don't leave it to your loved one to having to deal with this after you're dead and gone. They already have to deal with you dying. Don't give them that extra burden.
Yeah, that's enough stress within itself to have to worry about
the
loss and then not a financial problems. Yeah, I don't want to put my son through that.
And I don't like to see the GoFundMes. I'm sorry. I don't like to see it. That's not an insurance. So let's stop.
You took it out of my mouth. Girl, you took it out of my mouth. I'm like,
that's not an insurance.
Y'all didn't meet me soon enough. Like, come on, I'm here to help. Like it burns my soul to see that, because it's okay to cut off the Netflixes, the Amazons, the coffee at Starbucks. Sacrifice something for this. This is needed. We all have car insurance. We all have home insurance, right?
Insurance.
We all have those type of insurance. Why not cover your life? It's smart. It's an intelligent decision. Do it. Okay.
As people do it, get your life insurance. I am so serious about that. But again, you know what?
About that.
I can't. It also goes back to where our priorities lie. It goes back to our circle, because a lot of it's about having that knowledge, having that understanding, and knowing what's right from wrong. I will use this analogy. If you are from, let's say, and I don't mean to I'm not putting anybody down. Let's say, for example, you're from a rural area and you grew up in poverty, and all around you, all you see is all toxicity. That's all you grew up in, right? And as an adult, you're still stuck in that environment. We are a product of our environment, and that's all you know. I can understand where you're coming from. But we have to get into the know and wanting to say, enough of this lifestyle. I need a change. I can't get up every single day and living my life on the same path. I have to do something different. And I think this is what it goes back to. It's easier to not want to leave comfortable. Comfort, when you're in your comfort zone, I'm sorry to tell you folks,
dangerous.
It does not give you any room for growth. you can't grow in your comfort zone. It's impossible.
Yes.
It is
Woo!
impossible. So if you all don't take anything away from this interview, get insurance, get out of your comfort zone.
And
And
guess what else I provide? A part-time opportunity if you're looking for extra income. Okay.
okay,
So
awesome.
contact me if you want to work from home and earn
Awesome.
extra income. Okay.
So, Tanyeda, talk to me about what you do to take care of yourself. How do you maintain this positive energy, this smile, and just this glow? How do you do it?
Ah, thank God. It's just me. It's just who I am. Even before I started learning about Jehovah God and studying the Bible, this is how I've always been. But especially now that I'm learning more about the Bible and life and all those things, it just makes me realize I only have one life, and I have to take care of myself and live it to the best of my ability. Um, just eat well, exercise. I love exercising and taking walks. Uh, Getting that sun. The sun is amazing.
Vitamin D.
Thinking positive. I love to eat. I love to cook. I love to dance. I'm always listening to my reggae or my whatever, my hip hop or my 90s. I love 90s. I make sure I'm doing something that's going to keep me happy or calm because I stress easy and I do not need anything stressing me out. So when I find myself going in that space, I'll read the Bible, talk to my son. My son and I be having amazing conversations. You understand? Like, study my craft
Yeah.
with my business, you know, and just I love to learn. So that's what keeps me going. And that's what keeps me, me.
So I hear that you're spiritually connected and that you like to keep your body moving, right?
Hmm.
And I must take this opportunity to highlight that relationship and that bond that you have with your son. Son, mommy loves you so much. And you are so lucky. Not lucky, I don't like to use that word. You're
Bless.
so blessed to have a mother like Tanyeda. I hope you cherish her and I hope he's listening to me.
I hope so too, because I told him he better listen. I
I
sent him the
hope
link
he
quick.
recognizes the gem he has.
Mhm.
Because a lot of our young men don't have this. And that's why we're having some of our problems in societies because our youths, they're lost. So, what word of wisdom would you like to share with our viewers before you go?
Oh man, be humble. Just live loving. Appreciate life. Don't get into trouble. I'm about to be everybody's mom now. Listen to your soul. Listen to that gut. That's what saved me a lot. Just loving life, loving people is what keeps me out of trouble. It keeps me going. Once I start learning about Jehovah God, yeah, you know to respect life and love life, and it stops you from doing things that you shouldn't. Trust me, Marie. I could give you one example.
Uh,
That's my son right there.
he says, I'm listening, been listening to the whole thing. Amazing interview. Thank you, son.
Listen, down to me driving, Marie. That's how much I've changed. I don't have road anger anymore. Listen. It's working.
Thank God.
Like, just be humble, loving, really. Whatever you need to do to get yourself at peace, do it. This the life that we're living in right now is just, whew. Okay.
Thank you so much, Tanyeda. And um, as we're about to close this interview, why don't you tell folks where they could find you again?
Okay, so if you want to just talk to me, just to talk, I'll listen. I love to listen. If you're looking for a business opportunity or you want coverage, want to work with me with modeling, buy my body butter or jewelry. I do sell stones and jewelry too, as well. You can
Okay.
contact me 860-834-4855. Facebook is Tanyeda Michael Ann Williams, and Instagram as well. Michael dot Tanyeda dot Michael dot Ann. I can't forget the dots.
Well, Tanyeda, it was indeed a pleasure to have you in this space sharing with us. It was great information, and I must say I appreciate your energy. Folks, I hope that you get this and you walk away knowing that every day you wake up, that in itself is a blessing. And that should set the mood for your day. Be humble. Humility is a good virtue to have. Get connected. Whatever your spirituality is, get connected. In the end, it's about you grounding yourself, being open to learn, and don't forget, you got to get that insurance and also plan for your death while you're living.
It's so true.
And
I'm sorry, you guys, if it looks like I'm looking to the left, but she's on my left side. So
don't be sorry. It's okay. Don't worry about that. You know what? I always say folks are always going to have something to say. Okay, let them go right ahead and say, because we can never please people. You showed up for this interview. You brought your energy to this interview, and that's all that really mattered. So have yourself an amazing rest of your week on purpose. And to all my viewers, I'll see you all next week, Tuesday, same time, same place. And to Soul City, thank you so much for hosting us every Tuesday night. Have a wonderful rest of the week.
I would love to come back. Thank you. Love you. I appreciate you. Oh my gosh.
Tranquility Body Butter is raw, pure, and is unrefined. It promotes clarity, addresses dryness, eczema, psoriasis, dark spots, and discoloration.
Tranquility Butter. It not only nourishes, but it protects the skin.
Girl, have you tried this Tranquility Body Butter? It's amazing. It moisturizes and rehydrates your skin. I love it.
Tranquility Body Butter is filled with antioxidants that repairs your skin.
Tranquility Body Butter ingredients are made from nature. It's for all skin types. It's for face, hair, nails, cuticles, blemishes, wrinkles, and stretch marks. It's filled with vitamins, minerals, and fatty acids.
We are the sons and daughters of the soul. We are resilient and forever forward thinking. We ask for nothing else than the opportunity to live and to create the lives that we were meant to live. We want nothing but an equal chance at options and possibilities. The same possibilities and options to live out our potential as our fellow man. We want to be heard, understood, and expressive in our reality. We are the future. We are the creative. We are here.